Hi, I'm Jen. I own Rustic Rehabs, and I'm here to show you how easy it is to update your furniture with DIY paint. The first step is always clean your piece. This piece is named Melba after my client Anne, her mom. Melba owned the piece for years, and Anne wanted it to fit her style. So we're grabbing Bohemian Blue, which is a teal-colored clay-based paint, and we are going to give it 2 good coats. DIY paint has no VOCs. You don't have to sand, strip, or prime, so we just clean it. Use a nice soft brush. I'm using a Klingon S30, and I'm going to give it 2 good coats. The 2 big tips I can give you when using DIY clay paint is to use long strokes. In the beginning, you can see I'm kind of dabbing it on, getting it in all of the little scratches and stuff. But then I finish with an end-to-end stroke on each piece, whether it is the top of a buffet or the top of a drawer. Choppy strokes will show up when you top coat your piece and you're working too hard to have it look choppy. Just do long strokes and even it out. Watch how I finish the side of this dresser. Debbie's Design or DIY paint is made for furniture. This is the clay-based formula, which means it sticks really well without having to sand, strip, or prime. It's also water-based, so you can do this right in your home without having to wear a mask or worry about kids and pets. Easy water cleanup, 9 ingredients, all natural. Here I am the next day, the paint has dried and I am putting on a second coat. The biggest tip for the second coat with the clay paint is to keep water handy, either a spray bottle or I use mason jars that I keep my Klingon brushes in, and you'll see me dunking it in the water from time to time. The water will make your paint flow better and minimize brush strokes and texture. If your brush starts to drag, that means you have too much paint clumping up on the brush and you need to give it a quick little dab and rinse it out. And then again, end to end long strokes. There's my mason jar of water. It's never far away from me when I'm painting. The paint dries in about 20 minutes, but I came back later that day, probably about 2 hours later between projects, and now I'm putting on Sweet Pickins Matte Top Coat. Be mindful that this is so much thinner than the paint, and it will take a little adjusting to get used to it. Also watch for drips. The top coat seals and protects the paint so you can wipe it down and clean it, and now we're adding the knobs and we're getting ready for our glamour shots. I love custom painting pieces for my clients and giving them another life, making them part of their style. Here's Melba before, sweet, you wouldn't look twice at her, and here she is after. Bohemian Blue never disappoints. It's a rich teal and it just is always stunning when it's finished. Anne loves her piece and that makes my heart super happy. Now it's your turn. Don't keep family pieces out of obligation. Paint them, make them part of your style. I can help. Shop my website or stop in soon. Take good care.